Sup guys, just wanted to do a quick NeoTurf Masters tutorial here on how to improve your approaches. Recently I played Ayarabe in tournament, and he's doing something as Landolt that I don't see other Landolts go for that often, but I think it's really smart. And I'll dub this planning your shots, assuming you won't get the shot that you want. In Turf Masters, there's a precision that you'll never hit 100%, and assuming that you'll hit it 100% is probably a detriment to your game. So I'm going to try and produce 3 different shots here based on this save state, and they're going to be slightly different results. This might take a few try. Oops. Okay, 100% power, aiming at this thing, gave me about 151. Cool. Ooh. Now I'm slightly above 100% here. This is a different shot. And I got it on nice again, meaning I'm going to go 153. And I'm going to try to hit it exactly at 99%. Damn, I got it. Okay, it's not nice, but for all intents and purposes, this is good enough. Total distance, 144. So, if there's any player that feels they can reliably hit 99%, 100%, and 101%, please leave a comment. Please show me the proof. I want to see it. For now, we'll assume that you don't have that. These 3 different shots produced a difference in yardage of almost 10 yards. Now, it doesn't matter on the first hole, right? Because the putt is pretty much free. But on any other hole with bubbles and hills and grain and all of that, those could be difference makers, and you always want to look at more precision in your yardage to get easier putts. The best putt that you have to make is the one that you don't have to think about. So how do we do that? What did Ayarabe do that's so different? Well, for starters, he up clubs. Now, if you're gonna up club to shoot this, you have to undershoot it, right? So he was usually shooting around this area, if not a bit lower. But the thing is, if you miss by 1 or 2 pixels on this area, you're going to have a much closer yardage to where you used to have. So this is slightly different than the shot before. But it's not going to be 9 yards apart, right? It's going to be closer to 4 yards. Now, why is that? The power gauge is a bit misleading, if we will. 100% is going to be 100%. 101 or 2 and 5% is going to be pretty accurate, but it goes up to about like 7 extra percent. And then you have the pip, the max power. This is going to be like 110%. If you hit a 99%, it's not actually 99. It's like maybe 140, not 140, it's maybe 97%. Or usually what happens is, what I've done with this save state, is you'll just hit the rough. And hitting the rough, unfortunately, will give your ball a different bounce, and it will lose extra speed because of that. So, if you up club, like he was doing, you're not doing these weird bounces where you're either hitting 97%, 100, 107, or 110%. You're hitting something much closer than what you're going to get in the general area that you're aiming. Other thing to do when you're doing that is to kind of look for visuals in the power bar. As you can see, there's like different shades of colors to it. You can use those as references for what percentage you're at. Very nice. So that's for Landolt. In the case of Puttmaster, you don't necessarily have to do the same thing, because you have buffer between your 100% and your max shot. So everywhere between 100% and max is very predictably 101%, 102%, up to about 107%. And this is true for Young Hero, for well, pretty much everybody besides Landolt. So you have a bit of a buffer there to make similar decisions, meaning if I go here, oops, if I go here and go this, this is going to be predictably about 156 to 157. I can lose a little bit of the distance by shooting high or low. If I shoot low, it'll go a bit further. If I shoot high, it'll bounces. The bounce will be more aggressive and you'll lose a bit more distance. However, in tournament, I did not do that. I had this exact shot to do. What I chose to do instead was to up club. And unlike Ayarabe, I'm not undershooting. I'm kind of going over and just backspinning. The reason why I do that is this takes out the fairway from play. I don't have to account for the fairway bounce, which loses about 2 to 3 yards. If I do this with a 150, like this is going to bounce on the green, which means I'm not going to lose 2 yards, and it's going to go to full 157. But if I go here and shoot a bit lower, like this, and shoot high, I'm going to bounce on the fairway, and now I've lost 5 yards. There's a 5-yard difference between that 1 pixel on the power bar. So, to remove that from the equation, I just go up club, everything is going to be on the green, and now I just have to account for my backspin. If you play Landolt, or any other character that has to down club, you'll much more frequently have to hit the fairway or the surface before, but at least you're still getting more precise approach shots overall. Last character we'll talk about is Power Golfer. Power Golfer just naturally does this. If you have a 320-yard drive, you're always going to be in a below 100% scenario, which is exactly the same as Landolt, as we described earlier. So naturally, this character will always play shades of the same distance, meaning that they're always going to be pretty predictable if you're just 1 pixel off to the left or to the right. But for Landolt, you have to willingly go under 100% to get that precision. You don't have to always go under 100%, because sometimes the 100% or max power is going to be the right distance, but generally I very much like seeing Landolt players do that, and I don't think enough do it. So that's why I made this tutorial. That's it. Thanks for watching.